My name's Doug Fargher, and I hope you're enjoying the ECA conference. Thank you for coming along to the Paddy Mellon booth and for taking a moment to listen to me as I let you know a little bit about a wonderful book that Claire Warden and I have put together. It's called Beyond the Gate. I believe the best place for children to learn is outside in nature. A little over 10 years ago, with the support of my community, I created Bushkinder. Now there are hundreds of Bushkinders across Australia. Since beginning Bushkinder, I've been offered opportunities to advocate for learning outdoors in nature for many children. And one of those opportunities is being the production of this book. Alison Moody from Paddy Mellon Press brought Claire and I together with an open opportunity to create a book that we could decide what it would be. And Claire and I decided to produce an in-depth book, a book that went beyond the basics, a book that explored the values that drive a nature-based curriculum. Now, the book compiles many stories, including my own, Bushkinder, in the bush, no fences, no toys, no art supplies, no play equipment, but also many other stories. The release of this book is especially timely. Today's children need to be outside more than ever. We probably all need that, don't we? Like many of you, COVID's kept me indoors, connecting with other people via screens. It's not where I'd prefer to be. I'd rather be outside in nature myself. But that's the way that it is. And so I'm talking to you today from my home, which is on Wurundjeri country. Wurundjeri country is part of the Kulin Nations, and it's Aboriginal land. It always was, and it always will be Aboriginal land. I pay my respects to the Wurundjeri people and to the First Nations people on the lands that you're all upon. Now, Beyond the Gate is a title that Claire and I chose to acknowledge the physical space that children are learning in, but also as a metaphor to represent moving beyond attitudinal boundaries, a move to explore beyond what's often a very Eurocentric view of education. So Claire and I have been working on this book for a long time. We've spent over 5 years curating and gathering the stories of some incredible individuals and groups of people, these people who have recognised and witnessed the importance of the outdoors and nature for children as part of their early years education. For many of the contributing authors, working in nature has completely transformed their practice. For some, it's been an extension of what they've always done. And for others, particularly First Nations authors, it represents their writing, their chapters represent generations of teaching with the land and learning from the land. The stories that you'll find in this book come from different parts of the world, and a significant number of those come from Australia. Now, each chapter, each story is quite unique, and it's titled with a value that's key to the program that it's connected to. And as you read through each chapter, you'll recognise the values are explained and explored. And for you as the reader, you'll be invited at the end of each chapter to reflect upon what you've read with a series of questions or a phrase. So there's a lot of learning that will happen as part of reading this book. This book goes beyond just talking about the benefits of being outdoors in nature, but it doesn't ignore them. It acknowledges that there's enormous amounts of research that have found that children who spend time in nature are happier and healthier and stronger and kinder and smarter and more social. This book provides many examples of individuals who are individual children and of individual educators who are benefiting from being outdoors in nature. This book explores examples of philosophical and pedagogical bases for running a curriculum that goes beyond the gate. Stories in these chapters in this book are written by the people who are connected to the programs they're writing about. So they're often intensely personal stories, and they have a lot of meaning and a lot of depth. Many of the stories are particularly moving. This is a really inspiring book, and it's created at a time that it's really needed. It's for educators, for tertiary students, for researchers, and it's pretty much for anybody who has an interest in early years education. Claire and I hope that you take some time and read our book, read the stories of the people who have contributed to it, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.